Okay, so we have finished the do now. And in the bottom right, listen, a lot on this slide, a lot of bits on this slide. Farah, bottom right says says high density. What does that mean? What does high density mean?
Oh, it's like something to do with being further away from us. I'm reaching here.
No, it's good. Being further away from us.
So I'm thinking further away from us, not out of our control, but more like the difficulty of acquiring that knowledge. I don't know.
Lovely. So you've given us a lot to work with there. Thank you very much, Farah. Christian, what does high density mean to you?
This is linking to the semantic wave. We're at that
Absolutely.
kind of the expertise area. It's not contextualized to our life. This is purely academic.
Absolutely.
And we do it in academic terms.
Absolutely. So actually, both of you guys have talked about gravity, high gravity, right? It's very abstract in general. High density means there's a lot of meaning as well. So what kind of behaviors are we going to need to get the most out of this? Abdullah, what am I hoping for you to do on a high density slide like this? So this is a pastel colored high density slide, and what I need you to do on this slide, I need you to listen very carefully. I need you to think, I need you to take notes of these definitions, and I need you to be patient with yourself, because you might feel a little bit silly, right? But that's okay, because this is a high density slide. This is a very challenging slide. Here I'm going to give you your key terms, and I'm going to pitch things here. And then on the next slide, I'm going to give you some more concrete examples that you can feel a little bit more, right? We're starting our wave here, and we're going to head down. So, SQL, Structured Query Language. Super useful skill set, this. This is basically all apps you've ever used are databases with a pretty skin on them. And today you learn how to manipulate databases, which means you learn how to build apps, right? That's what we're doing today. Key terms. A table is a collection of fields and records. Again, that's very dense, isn't it? You don't know what a field is, you don't know what a record is. But let's look at what a record is. A record is just a row in a table. So this thing at the bottom here is a table. Each record is a row. Dennis, can you give me an example of a record, please?
We have a record for customer named Kids Place who
That
has
is not a record, I'm afraid.
I mean,
that is a field. So you've jumped way ahead there. Give me an example of a record.
A record, I will start with 1000001 Village Toys.
Okay, let's go with Village Toys. I love that you've read the whole thing, but let's start with Village Toys. Village Toys is a record, isn't it? Because a record is what? A record is a row. Perfect. Dennis, we're ready for you now. What's a field?
Field, it's a unique characteristic of the object. So like customer ID or customer name or not unique. Unique is only the first one. The other one, there's just characteristics for everyone. So every object in the table has these characteristics, and we when we are making record, we should fill this in.
Perfect. So a field is something that every record has. You've taken my high density and you've taken it to another level. You've taken it to the stratosphere there, Dennis. It's the column, isn't it? That's what a field is. It's a column. We have a fancy word for row. That fancy word is, what's the fancy word for row, Nora? A record. Fancy word for column. It's a field, right? This is the table. When I put them together with right angles, I get a table. And then finally, the primary key. Art trick. You kind of half answered this, so maybe you finish the answer.
Yeah,
what is a primary key?
Cost ID 1000001.
Absolutely. So it's the customer IDs are the primary keys, aren't they? Absolutely. Okay, that was the high density. We'll breathe. Let's go down a step. What's this?
Register.
It's a register. We've all seen registers before. Maybe even when you were in primary school, your job was to take the register to the attendance office. I always used to love that day. when you got the day off and you just wandered around collecting things, and maybe you didn't have to do that, but I had to do that.
Sorry.
We're just going to pause you there, Dennis.
Thank you.
This is a register, but it is also a table, right? You've seen tables before. You've seen plenty of tables before. And what would I say that name is, Radwan? What's his name using our technical vocabulary? Which is a technical vocabulary? It is a column. It's a field, exactly right. So each one of these is a field. And then, Nabil, give me an example of a record, please.
Line 4, archery.
Perfect, thank you very much. Okay, we're there. We're kind of heading back up this, this semantic wave. Okay, now I've got an activity for you. I have put a database into the folder for today. Don't move yet, Dennis, don't move yet. I've put a database into that folder. A database is just a collection of tables. What you've got to do is you've got to find that database. Notice that it's not a .doc, it's not a .csv, it's a .sqlite file. That's a database file. You're going to need to navigate to this browser, and then you're going to load this database file into sqlite.com. Now this is going to be a little bit fiddly, but you guys are going to debug that nicely. And then you're going to run this command, select star from customers. You have 5 minutes to get that done. Start now, please.
I actually have DB viewer on here.
Yes, yeah, we'd call that a register. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, yeah, good. Yeah, no, it's not obvious, is it, if you don't know? Good, well done, Ms. Neil, thank you for helping.
Right, how did you do it? How did you do it?
So the reason you can't open it is you don't have the program on your computer. So what you need to do is go to SQL. Right.
Yeah.
Now what you've got to do is you've got to open this database file here. So what you're going to do is open database. And then we need to find
No, there's a problem with it.
Oh, perfect. Okay, you're almost at the last step now. You just need to run the command that. Okay, good. About half of the people are there. A few people are clicking on this file going, oh, but there's nothing there. It's not that. You need a special program to open a database file. That program is the URL I've given you.
Still. It won't work, it's not allowing us to import.
Yeah, so this is another fun one, which is good for your IT teaching. It's not important. Actually go to the file. I know, why would import not work?
So here.
Yeah, but it's good because it forces you to learn the skills of debugging IT lessons. Because everyone always does things in a different way. And then you've got to walk around and try and get everyone to get them, which is tricky. Good, that's it, Dennis, well done. So you need it on your computer, so have you downloaded it? So that's not downloading. You need to cross that off. So if you just download.
Never had to use Semantic before.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's actually, yeah, I like that.
File it in. Yeah.
File,
Well, I'm used to it. But
open database.
I have no idea what it is.
Okay.
You know, it's alright, still.
Okay, so you can tell that what these tables are. Now you're at the last step.
Oh, the thing is that it keeps erroring, so
It's because you've not finished the command.
yeah, so
You've got one last word in that command. Okay, 30 seconds left.
Just having some issues with
Let me-
accessing the workflow.
Okay.
Once you provide, it's like what works.
Yeah. So
I'm guessing it's see how it's done.
no, it's the wrong one.
The rest of you just want to do it because the next one is for
It's the link you're using. Yeah, all right. Okay, hands away from keyboards in 3. Hands away from keyboards and mice in 2. Hands away from keyboards and mice looking this way in 1. Okay, good. There's a few people went a few different ways. A few people noticed that you can't import a database in SQLite Online. Why is that? I have no idea. If anybody works that out, please explain it to me. You have to open the file, right? Now, there's a few things to say about that, but we don't need to say them today, about whether databases are in fact files. Well, that's a later conversation. But the key thing from today is we got this thing executed here. Select star from customers, and what it did was, well, can anybody tell me what they think it's doing? What does select star from customers? Yeah, Optrick.
Yeah, the star means select everything from the customer. So display everything that the customer file has on there.
Absolutely right. Customers is a table. Star means everything. Now select from, well, they're very important words. Every single SQL statement ever written makes use of select and from. You can get 2 marks on a 3-mark question just by getting select and from, right? So SQL, lots of people say that SQL is a subject knowledge challenge. No, it's a great place to score marks because all you've got to remember is select from, and if you want that 3rd mark, where, right? So select fields that you want to include. So fields go first. Are fields rows or columns? Anuja? They're columns, exactly right. So select fields from the table that you want to use where, well, some condition is met, but that last one is optional. So an example question might be, write an SQL statement to retrieve all the customer IDs from the customer's table. Okay, so let's run through what that might look like. Let's open up this one here. So, SQLite.com. SQLite. So we need this one here. We need to file, open database. We went to student view, week 2. SQLite.com. This is the database. This is the file just here. Okay, and now I'm where you guys are. The question is, write an SQL statement to retrieve all customer IDs from the customer's table. Can somebody tell me what to write? Can somebody be my navigator if I'm the driver? Nabil.
Maybe select.
So absolutely every single one ever written has a select, so very good.
Cast underscore ID.
Very good. Cust underscore ID.
And then it really just from table.
Yeah, because we always use that from word. What is the table in this case?
Cast.
It is customers.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
No? Okay, let's run it then. Is that what you're expecting it to look like?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? It's taken just the customer IDs, right?
Yeah.
The 6 of them. Congratulations, you wrote your first SQL, well, second, because you actually did the select from star, but you've written your second SQL statement. Right, okay, let me explain to you the final activity for this lesson. So, question 1 is done for you. It's the one you just did then. We have a look just here. Question 1 has been done for you. Oh, I've accidentally deleted question 2, which isn't good, but I guess you're only doing 3 in that first section. 2 more questions in that style, and then we've got using the where clause. Now I'm not going to talk you through using the where clause. You're going to look at the example I've given you, and you're going to work it out. And then the first one's been done for you. You've got 3 more on that, and then for some of you, I know that we need a bit more stuff to keep you busy. I've got an extension with a brand new database. So, these are the tasks. The first one is just like the one we did. There's 3 questions there, and then we're going to use the where in the second part. Yes, please, Abdullah.
We need to screenshot
I love that question. So do we need to screenshot it? Yes, we always screenshot our code. So I've shown you what it should look like. I need the screenshot to include the SQL statement and the query. So yes, screenshot for everyone you complete, and then you've got the link to submit your work as well. Yes, please.
Since I don't, should we do it in pairs again?
You can do it in pairs. I think most people here now have got a device that they can work on. So feel free to use the person next to you to help, but you are working independently. Really great questions. Dennis,
Could
last
you
one.
repeat the pattern for naming?
Sorry, say again?
Pattern for naming the work.
This will just be, so the name of this is SQL worksheet, and then everything else is specific to you. So surname dot first name dot bracket year, then this thing here. Harvard referencing will be burnt into your soul by the end of this, Dennis. All right, you got 15 minutes. Let's get started.